All right, guys. So again, welcome to my stream. Today is Friday, April 19th. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Bitcoin halving because that is what is going on today, and going over Bitcoin price action and just a little bit about what I expect to happen over these next couple weeks, or really just the next couple days too, because things are pretty uncertain in the market right now, and I'm sure you guys know that. I think with this choppy price action, it's been really rough for a lot of traders, and I totally understand that. It makes, choppy PA is hard to trade, that sort of thing. But at the same time, it's important to, buy at low risk areas, also buy at good risk reward areas, and that sort of thing. All right. So just to start out with things, guys, looking at this countdown today, the Bitcoin halving is today, looking like it's going to be in about 9 hours, 30 minutes. It's crazy because the Bitcoin halving is something that me and a lot of other people have been looking at for the past couple years as being a huge catalyst for this bull run. Just remember, guys, like back whenever things were low and the bear market was in full swing at $15,000 for one Bitcoin. One second. Yeah, can you guys see my screen? Just making sure. Yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, Bitcoin halving is today, 9 hours. And essentially, like back in the bear market, whenever Sam Bankman-Fried was scamming everybody in FTX and getting in trouble, and Bitcoin price action was selling off, Solana was going to the depths of the trenches of hell. The thing we had to look forward to was the Bitcoin halving here, because this is the fundamental factor of Bitcoin that has been around for many years, since Bitcoin's inception, and it's one of the bigger catalysts for bull runs for the most part. Because again, guys, if you don't know, and I know some people have this question, the Bitcoin halving is essentially the time where it makes it essentially double as difficult for these miners to be able to mine Bitcoin. It increases the difficulty, and so as a result, if it's more difficult for miners to mine Bitcoin, that means usually they're not going to mine as many Bitcoin, and to make up for that, price action usually moves to the upside as a result. That's the way I look at it. I'm not really like super into the different mechanics of the Bitcoin halving and the intricacies of it, because I'm a crypto trader. I'm not a miner. The only thing that I need to know is that the halving is a fundamental event that usually, and has every single time, is a bullish catalyst for Bitcoin over the next year. And so that's the important part to me. All right. Cool. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are having audio issues today for some reason. Not sure why. It's weird. What's up, E? What's up, guys? Yeah, just jump out of Discord and restart it. It should work better afterwards. So that's kind of my thoughts on the Bitcoin halving. I really do think that it's something that you're not going to see on the charts today. It's not going to be like something that, in 9 hours and 28 minutes, you're not going to see like a huge green candle most likely on your charts. It's not really how the halving works. It's just a fundamental event that is usually bullish over time. Okay. All right. And so now that we went over the halving, we can just jump into charts here on BTC. So this is a BTC long I took last night on this retest down here, hit for nice gains this morning. And overall, guys, this is a chart that I know that I was showing you guys yesterday. And this was just simply like my thoughts about this market. It was right here. And the idea was we want to at least have made a higher high compared to these highs here on the 1 hour, which we're currently now flipping here, which is a bullish sign. And as you can see right now, last night we shook out a lot of people with that wick to the downside. As you can see, we basically came to swing failure pattern, SFP, these lows from Wednesday, took the liquidity at them, shook a lot of people out, and as a result, still closed the 4 hour bullishly here. As you can see on the 1 hour, look at this bullish candle close here with this wick, and still closed green. Love to see that. And after that, had a bullish engulfing candle on the 4 hour right after. And so my thoughts are basically like this. Now that we took the liquidity at the lows, we're flipping these highs here. If I pull this all the way over, let's see, let's go with something like that. I'm essentially bullish on BTC as long as we're closing the 4 hour candles above the 63,890 zone. It's basically, if I pull this over here as well, you can look left. As long as we were above that zone on this whole range, BTC had pretty much free reign to come up to at least the 67K zone. Even most recent price action shows that when we were above this level, BTC pushed all the way to 66,800 and further on. And so in my opinion, you know, it's not a bad area to be looking for longs now, for altcoins especially. I think I'm personally in enough longs on Bitcoin that I'm not going to jump in anymore at this point. But when it comes to altcoins, I will be looking for opportunity, and we can be doing that today. It's just one of those things that I urge people to be careful, because if you start closing back below the 63,855 area on BTC, then that would, for me, be bearish and be more indicative of a breakdown. And honestly, guys, like if we come down to these lows another time, I don't think they hold. I don't think USFP this low from last night and go back up. I think that it's kind of a situation where it's like, it's more of like a now or never situation. Like I want to see us start to push from here and not just break down. One thing that I do like is we're finally back above the 50 level on the R side here on BTC. And so that's bullish. I don't like rejections at the 50 level like what you saw right here. And so now that we're back above it, something like this, and then continuation to the upside would be a great momentum indicator for BTC to continue to the upside. I'd like to see that. And so in terms of BTC longs, the only opportunity I see would be essentially right here. You have a 4-hour order block here with the golden pocket. And like I said, this is simply, guys, like this would be not so great for BTC because like I said, I'm still wanting this zone right here to hold. However, you got a 4-hour order block, golden pocket confluence here. So this would just be a scalp. Nothing more, nothing less. Other than that, like I said, not really looking for any other longs on BTC. So yeah, bigger, basically the 63,860 area, I really want to see it hold. If that doesn't hold, then this is like kind of my last stand. If anything, like higher low area here, especially going into the weekend, maybe we get some weekend fuckery, then maybe we get this. We shall see. So that's my thoughts on BTC price action there. Ethereum PA. Whoa. So Ethereum price action here. I mean, it's not looking bad. Ethereum is getting rejected by that 50 level on the RSI on the 4-hour, which I don't really like. And overall, I mean, we printed pretty well with this long already on ETH. Had a pretty good move there. But unfortunately, like, here's the thing, guys. Like, I feel like this downtrend it's still quite strong. And on a coin like Ethereum here, until you really do get above like this 32, 39 level up here, and you start really showing some strength, then, I mean, it's still, this downtrend is still just continuing. Like you don't have any break of structure here to the upside or anything like that. You're still just confined in this mini range down here. So definitely got to flip that level before seeing anything. Other than that, only level that I would probably take at least somewhat of a long is down here at 2750. There's a previous SR level. Go ahead and take a volume pull here as well. See if we get anything. I do like that you're hanging around the value area low. Hanging around there for a while, yes, but as long as we're above it, that's more bullish than bearish. Because usually, you know, value area low, nice area to be looking for longs, because it's basically a support zone. It's like you want to stay range bound in the value area, so longs at the value area low, shorts at the value area high, that sort of thing. So yeah, if ETH can start pushing to the upside here, and especially flip this level to make a finally like a higher low, a higher high on the 4-hour, that would be the most ideal situation. I mean, as you guys can see here, like this is a very, very important level. 3240, like here, 3 times in the past used as support, and then we used as resistance. So we need to come up for like a retest at the very least to see if ETH is going to break it or just show weakness and break down. But right now, I'm not really seeing a trade to be had at current levels until you come down to 2750 down here. That's about all I'm seeing. And then one that I know at least some of you guys are in is Solana. So Solana gave us a very nice fill at that DCA point last night and already hit for pretty good gains here, 9%. And so hopefully you guys jumped into that one with me. I think overall on Solana, the thing that I do like is here on the 12-hour, you do have bullish divs here. This is why I took the long, you know, lower lows on price action here, higher lows on price, on our side. And you are breaking out to the upside here. And I mean, at the same time, like, yes, Solana is still downtrending, but it is at a very good zone of support. And if we can flip this 151 level here, then I think we at least test the bottom side of this upper range at 167. And that'll be the big test, because as you can see, this basically was its own range from the March 14th entrance here all the way to when we exited on the 12th of April. So it was about a month-long range there. And so you really want to see what price action does when it comes up here to retest. I would not be surprised at all if you at the very least like come up and have initial rejection here or something like that. Just like an initial rejection, and honestly like probably tighten it up a little bit right at the value area low retest, something like that, just for like a scalp short. Because I really do think like your first go around you probably do get rejected there, and because it's to me like pretty clear that you have a lot of supply at this area and a lot of resistance, a scalp short you can make some good profits with it, at least initially. And then after that you can see the reaction, take some profits of course on like 1 RR on the short, and then see if Sol is going to try to put in a higher low and continue and try to break back into this range, or if it breaks down then you've hedged well from this long. So that's essentially like what I'm looking for in this current range on Sol, like current price versus up here. Now, here's the thing. If we on Sol start to see a breakdown of these lows, then I would be looking essentially back for entrance into this lower range down here, which is the bearish scenario, and would very likely happen if Bitcoin decides to shit the bed and lose those 60K lows. Then you're probably going to revisit this bottom range for Sol down here. And as a result, well, we're going to have to start looking for lower prices there. So you've got a daily level here on Sol. You've got another daily down here. And no, that's the last one. And then it would be like all the way down there. So look at the weekly on Sol, see if there's any support built up. You've got a weekly level right here at $91 on Sol. Weekly. Okay, so let's go back to like the 12-hour here. So again, my thoughts, if you start breaking down below this range, then you're going to want to see like, really like, here's the thing. You came and retested the previous value area high of this range. As you can see with this wick here, that's a perfect retest. And so initial thoughts are, you know, I would be interested in potentially taking a scalp long at the fill of this wick, because SFP longs, honestly, like they're pretty OP, especially if you get your head out of your ass and get on lower time frames to actually see what price action is doing instead of just placing blind limit longs. If you actually go to lower time frame price action, if you pull up Velo and start looking at, you know, open interest and that sort of thing, see if shorters are shorting heavy at these lows, then in my opinion you could potentially get a really good risk reward long here at these wick lows. Because as you can see, like on this wick on Saturday, last Saturday, a lot of people probably long this wick. I know Hasaka on Twitter, like he got like a freaking 111 entry on Sol or something like that. And so you come down, take the stops of these people at these lows, and then reverse it back up. That would not surprise me. And so keep this level on your chart and look for a potential trade there. I think that would do you very well. And then as you can see, we talked about this in this huge support zone down here on Sol. To me, like the best risk reward long for like a swing would come all the way at the bottom here, right at this value area low where you have this weekly and daily support lined up. This is something that I would take for something like this. All right. But this stuff, like we're going to come back to, of course, like as you can see, like these scenarios only happen if you start breaking down and start breaking below your past 12-hour lows here. For now, you're good. You don't have to worry about this bottom zone, but it's just nice to be able to mark your levels and be prepared in case you do enter it. As you guys know, like I'm already very heavy in Sol spot. So here, this is another call I gave in my channel, and I think I'll probably go ahead and take some profits here. We're already 15% up on these buys, just like I took the same profits over here. And so I'm telling you guys before I post in my channel, since you're here, taking some profit on these Sol buys. And yeah, then if it's literally like the same thing, like as we got over here, I just compounded our profits that we took up here down whenever we refilled 133 and 126. But at the same time, like I think we have potential to push up higher from here. We're just gonna have to see. Lower time frame wise, this is kind of the same thing on BTC that we were looking at. Above these previous 1 hour highs here, we're good. You start breaking back below like 142, then you're probably going to revisit the lows once again. All right. Yeah, no problem, Merlin. No problem at all. Yeah, ENA has been printing super hard. So I know some of you guys like Merlin got into my ENA trades here. So took this once again on ENA and up really well from average, about 10% here. Overall went up about 16%, now about 10% in profits here. ENA is basically just like a freaking money printer, man. This one holds up super well during dumps. As you can see, like, you don't have any crazy capitulation wicks or anything like that. And overall, like, it's trying to start breaking out of the structure, in my opinion, too. Like, you have a relatively clean, like, falling wedge structure here. I could pull this a little down. And so I'm liking it. I think ENA is one that I actually like have very high conviction in for the next bull run. So let's see. I don't know if I added it because I know we looked at it. I think it was last week. Let me see if it's on my watch list here. Hold, please. Yeah, I'll have to look for it later because I can't find it right now. But I was showing you guys some ENA spot buys I was looking at last week, and I'm pretty much loaded in terms of like what I want for ENA. Like, I have a pretty heavy bag in it at this point, and I'll probably, like, the only place that I'm going to add at this point is the 7-7 region. But right now it's just holding the structure. Like, as long as we're really above these levels, I'm not super worried about it. Once we start breaking back below 7-7, if that were to happen, then I wouldn't be super enthusiastic about it, because then you might be following the Jupiter model and over time get something like this where you just kind of crab sideways and then have a move up. We'll see. That would take a while. So right now, I'm not worried about that as long as we're above these lows. Yeah, I mean, right now for the upcoming bull, like, I'm definitely looking for like a $5 ENA. That's like my main target. So if you guys don't know, ENA is basically like a synthetic stablecoin. And that's like their main idea for the project. You make like annual percentage yield on holding their stablecoin in like some liquidity pool or staking it or something like that. Synthetic stablecoin, guys. What does that sound like to you? Just in case, I want to see who knows what that sounds like. See who's back around those times. UST. Yep. Yep. I know Weatherman knows. The greatest short of all time, baby. Yeah, so basically ENA is like, people are comparing it a lot to Luna, except I think they have better tokenomics and things like that. So the death spiral thing with Luna, if you guys were around during that in May of 2022, basically what happened was people shorted the shit out of like Luna, and I think they like sold and depegged the UST stablecoin that was associated with it. So then people had to sell Luna to be able to get it back to peg, but then people shorted UST or something like that. It's been so long, so I've kind of forgot how it happened back then. But essentially, it crashed Luna, the token, all the way down to 0. And so Luna really shit the bed back then. It was like a black swan event for the whole crypto market at that point. Because guys, like, Luna was huge. Like, Luna was in the multiple billions of market cap, and UST was too. So it was holding up like a pretty big amount of the market at that point. So yeah, this people saying ENA is like Luna 2.0. I don't think that at the moment. I think that maybe a Luna ran so ENA could fly. We could think of it that way. All right, guys. So another one that has been performing very well today is a Whiff coin. So hopefully you guys are still in this one with me from our buys at 2.414, up about 44% on them again, and didn't get stop break even here. This is just like a no-brainer buy for me, honestly, just because, you know, coming down to these range lows here, as long as we stay above them, then I don't see any reason why this thing's going to break down, especially above this $2 zone. I mean, of course, like, once you start breaking below this $2 zone, then obviously, like, I get the worry if that were to happen, because you don't have a whole lot of support built on the way up under this zone. As you can see, like, if we get on the daily chart here, you have a daily line here, daily level, then you've got a daily level all the way down here, and then of course all the way at the lows. But as you can see, this is a pretty strong haircut, 20% and then 60%. So thoughts here, coming down to 1.7, this would also be a buy, but market structure here, you really do want to see this 2.14 level hold, because you want to be seeing equal lows here on the daily. If you start closing below these, then you're starting to creep into more so bearish market structure here, so you don't want that. So right now, I think Whiff, it looks like it's ready for higher, especially if you can flip this daily level here at 3.05. That's where you've got your rejection so far. If you can flip that, then I think continuation to the upside is pretty likely. I mean, I'm not a shorter right now for a lot of coins. I know, like, we talked about some shorts here and there, but overall, if you wanted to hedge your spot bags, then I would just take something like this. And the way that I would play my stops would be a 4-hour close back above this 3.06 region, then I would get out of it. Again, that is simply just a hedge for my spot bags, and that's all it would be. Okay. And I am in a pretty heavy whiff long from 2.53, so it's just it would be a hedge for that too. I get a lot of slack for not shorting a lot right now, but as you guys can see, like, the trend on most coins and most things in this market is still very much to the upside. So I'm personally, like, I'm not going to be shorting the crap out of anything right now, whenever I could just be using that same brain power to be focusing on scouting spot and swing longs. So that's just kind of my thoughts on things. And I'm just gonna write hedge. What's up? What's up, Naders? How's it going, buddy? All right, so there's Whiff. Let's see if anything else has my interest. Let's take a look at USDT dominance. So USDT dominance here, guys. I have been essentially looking at this area being a rejection for USDT dominance. The thing that I am starting to like about this rejection is you finally have a 4-hour lower high here. And as you can see, this swing failure pattern of these highs, it's like a third tap essentially after you filled the wick. And not only do you have a lower high here, but you're losing this SR level as well at 4.83. So what I would say, I mean, it's hard to say because, like, this looks fine too at 4.75. So it's still in basically a bullish posturing here, but I am liking this swing here in this lower high situation. Overall on USDT dominance, guys, like, yes, it is a bullish chart, but this was my zone that I've been looking at ever since it's Gartley down here for rejection. And I've already, as you guys can see, packed my spot bags pretty heavily from these regions after we've hit them. And so I am mostly exposed in the market spot wise at this point, like 90% exposure, just because I'm pretty set with my bets that I expect us to reject from these zones. And my last amount of money that I'll put into these markets, especially for like spot buys and that sort of thing, will come up if we come up to the 618 and 66 macro fibs here. Something like that. All right. So overall USDT dominance, this looks like a nice possible rejection zone. I know some people say don't use USDT dominance, BTC dominance to trade with. Don't look at them as SR. I don't give one fuck. I'm going to use it the way that I do because it's worked for me in the past, and you can't tell me what to do. That's what I'll say. Sorry, just a little rant there. Just had to put that out there because people have their own opinions, and then in my opinion, it works, and it's worked well for me, so I'm going to keep doing it. That's kind of how it works. USDT dominance there. All right. Yeah, exactly. It's 1-to-1 with BTC, so, like, you could just play BTC as well, but you can see the relevancy of it, and so in my opinion, like, why not play it? Exactly, Weatherman. Sweet. All right, guys, so we're pretty heavily into the stream at this point. I think about almost an hour. And so right now I will go ahead and look at 2 coins for you guys, whatever ones you're interested in, and then we'll finish up. Okay, just as a little thank you for being here. Here it comes. Yep. Bonk. Yeah, we can take a look at Bonk. It's been a while since I've looked at it. Bonk and FET. Let's do it. Not a whole lot of spam in chat, guys. Wow. I'm proud of y'all. People are trying to hold back a little bit. I like it. And I'll pull up Bonk too. Oh wait, this is FET Bitcoin. My bad. 1 second. Okay. So FET here, get on the daily, basically bounced off of daily demand here. And I think what I would like to see on FET for basically, like, this is just being a deviation of the top side of this range, is first you want to flip this daily level here at 2.21. And once you get that, Of course, you could get rejected by here at 2.37, just like here. But overall, FET does look like it's on the stronger side here. RSI is breaking back above 50 on the 6 hour. So I think this could just be the whole pullback. I'm not gonna lie. This might just be a quick liquidity grab before pushing back into the top side of this range. Let's get on the 4 hour here before I draw. And how I would play this, to be safe, you could take the long at the daily, but what I would probably wait for, just to be fully cautious here, is I would long a flip of 2.37 here, and I would essentially DCA at this support zone at the daily. You can see if I pull it across here, it's also support back here. And I would be looking at something like this. I think if you break back into this range, you push even higher here. People like drawing these like power of 3 boxes or whatever. I'm not like a huge PO3 trader personally, and I'm not like super well versed with the ratios or whatever, but this is the kind of situation where, you know, you got a range, deviation, and then a push higher. That's kind of my thoughts here. Everyone's liquidated. I did see that, like, there's like a poll that people put on Twitter. This one dude put on Twitter, and it was like, I think there was like 100K people responded, and the question was, did you get liquidated over the weekend? And it was, I think, like Sunday night after that huge alt cascade from Saturday to Sunday, and I think 42% of people said yes. So that's crazy to me. 42% of people got liquidated, and I think the question was also, the question was, did you give back all of your yearly profits over the weekend? And 42% of people said yes. I mean, that's crazy. All right, and then bonk here. I'm seeing this kind of chart a lot, guys, where you see a lot of divergence building up. Like here in the 4 hour, you got bull divs here. You got multiple drives to 12 hour bull divs, maybe one drive on the daily. No, not on the daily, but you can see you got it on the 12 hour here. And I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the indicators. I'll just get rid of them here. Okay, so here's my thing. I personally think that this is a very, very nice value area for bonk. I think that you could play this a couple ways. Either you play this as a flip of this 164 level, or you start loading up on spot at these 2 levels down here. I think bonk is honestly one that is going to do pretty well over the bull run. I think they're bonk bot or whatever. They're going to get like at least some bids. They're going to catch some bids. I don't think it's going to do as well as like Whiff by any means, but yeah, I'm a pretty big bonk fan. I bonk around a little bit. And you do have this like bullish bat situation here as well. So I don't mind it. It's not a bad looking chart by any means. If you were inclined to buy some spot here, I wouldn't blame you. I think I'll probably actually pick up a bag of bonk at this 154 level personally, because I like the retracement here. I love buying 886s like this. Like, it's one of my favorite trades, and I'll just enter like 15% here, 30, and then 55 at the bottom. And that will do it. Bonk, bonk, bonk. But Popcat will do more than Whiff. Interesting thoughts. Let's come back to that over time. See how well that works. I'm not gonna say that that's not true or anything. I long Popcat yesterday, and it did pretty well today. I like the coin. It's a cat coin on centralized exchanges now. So that's centralized perp exchanges. Interesting to me. Sweet. All right, guys. So thanks for the great stream. Bitcoin halving today. Get hyped. I think that we're going to make some great gains over this next week. I'm still watching Bitcoin. Like I said at the beginning of stream, we just got to hold our current higher high area that we're in right now. And I think that we could potentially push to the upside. If we lose it, and we have clear invalidations, if we do lose it, then start being cautious again and don't overly load up in longs. But at the moment, we're still okay. And yeah, just chill. We're going into the weekend too. So, of course, I didn't throw you guys a bunch of market longs during chat. I just think that's unwise. Weekend price action is not to be trusted, of course. Whatever we start out with on CME, guys, whatever we end the week on, price-wise on Bitcoin futures, just remember we're probably going to start the week off somewhere around there again. We're probably not going to make the hugest gap fill, is what I'm trying to say. So as a result, whatever happens this weekend, scam pump, scam dump, I would probably fade it. Not going to lie. Just FYI. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I will catch you guys next week. And again, this stream, I'm gonna be putting it up on YouTube. So if you guys want to just rewatch it or look back at my charts through there, you'll be able to catch it there. Someone throw my YouTube channel in the chat for everyone. I know some of you guys got it for me. And yeah, cool. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.